Everything reminds me of you, but everything is not enough. Feeling out by the ocean, and on those white hot sands, where every sunrise is just for you. So come along and take my hand.
Good evening, everybody. I hope you've had a lovely weekend.
Hello, everyone.
Evening.
Hope you're all okay. Happy Father's Day to all you lovely dads out there, and all those in spirit too.
Yes, happy Father's Day to everybody.
Yes, and can I just say that the service tonight is Irene's.
Yeah.
Last
Jean
night,
and I will be disappearing shortly, and Irene's going to take it on.
and the reason
No,
for this is the first time in years I had an asthma attack last night. Tony's been to my house and he's been coughing. So
My
my
hay
chest
fever's
is really
shocking.
bad because of my asthma attack. So Irene has kindly offered to do the service.
You're
Yeah,
telling
she
your
said.
fibs.
She said,
I
"You two put your feet up."
Not going to happen.
So if I sit
Nice try,
quiet,
guys.
if I sit
It
quiet,
is.
that's why. I'm taking in healing and energy.
I will do my bit. I
It
will
is.
do my bit.
It
but
is
I
our
would like-
Sunday evening service, so
It
we are
is.
going to be doing the healing part and everything. So yes, if you drop the names of everybody who needs a prayer into the comments, we will try and include as many as we can. I've seen Sharon Hull already asking for Tony Kirkland,
Yeah.
Lisa Makin and families. So, and our Jean, of course.
And our Tony.
Can I have some as well, please, for my back? I mean, I can.
We all
Yes.
can. Everybody can have healing. So, of course, Sarah, you're already in our healing prayers for everything you've gone through. So, could we open the service in prayer, please, friends? Could we blend our energies together? Great Spirit, Father, Mother, God, we thank you for allowing us to gather together across the internet tonight. We thank you for the opportunity to share some time with yourself and the world of spirit, to offer messages of truth, of proof, of love and upliftment, life eternal beyond the physical, with those watching. Father, as always, we ask for the veil to be lifted, for the guide of Jean, Irene and myself to step forward, to support and inspire us through this service. We promise that everything we do will be done with only love, truth and honesty in our hearts. And at the end of this evening, you will have handed back to you everything which is rightfully yours with love, honour and glory. Amen.
Amen.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
And hope Head hasn't burnt the chicken.
No, it was roast beef today, and I did it. Do you want to do the healing first, Tony, or my poem first?
We'll do the poem first, Irene, please.
Okay, thank you. I only wrote this at 6 o'clock, people. My pen's been red hot today. I've done about 6 different poems, and I've just called this one On Father's Day, with it being Dad's Day. On this Father's Day, we remember you for being who you are. There's nothing for us you would not do, no matter if you are close or if you are far. For some of you, the children you will not see, who knows whatever the reason, no matter how much you beg and plead, no matter the time or the season. So now and again, you have to take the lead. For children, sometimes their dad are in the spirit land, so they don't have a little hand to hold. But you know they would, if they could, hold your hand and see all the love in their faces unfold. Of other families, it is dad that is spirit side, and he looks down with pride from above. To know they celebrate Father's Day with pride and send to spirit so much love. Some have had dads in spirit for many years, and all they have are photos and memories to look back on, of happier times when there was laughter in the sun and the rain, a lifetime of remembered times now all gone, never to come back again. So to all dads everywhere, whether they are on earth or beyond the veil, they are all remembered with warmth and love. And as angels through the heavens sail to bring us on earth all their peace from above. Happy Father's Day to all dads everywhere.
Happy Father's Day. That's lovely.
Thank you.
That's absolutely lovely.
Beautiful
Okay,
words.
now we've come to the healing part of the service, where we will send out absent healing and send our thoughts out into the universe. Remember, anybody who needs a prayer in your thoughts, remember anybody who needs healing, animals, whatever, we'll always ask for Mother Earth as well, and we'll always ask for yourselves. It's not cheeky, it's not cheeky, it's not selfish, it's just asking for some positive energy to come your way to give you some upliftment, because if we end up tired and exhausted and are ill, we can't look after those that are in our care and keep. So it's not bad to ask for healing. Paul, I'm not getting political. I'm not being drawn on that subject.
What's he put?
But we're not going to be drawn on that subject.
But he is a daddy too.
But he is a daddy too, so we'll send him some thoughts and love.
Yeah.
So, as always, we will start with the healing prayer. You may notice it's new. I did it today. I
you had a
retyped
busy
it.
pen.
Yeah, and I also have rejigged the credits because it's got our photos in.
Yes, that was beautiful.
Yes, I know. I
So
saw.
there we are.
Lovely. Yeah.
So we'll start with the healing prayer. Then there'll be the healing candles, those lovely flickering candles where we all chill and send out love and thoughts. And then
You see what Michael's put?
I've just seen it. Ignore him. Ignore him. And then the healing part of the service will finish when we say Amen. So can we all blend our energies together again, please, friends? Great Spirit, Father, Mother God, he will bring unto thee all those in our and all healing books, that it may please thee to heal them, be they suffering in mind, body, or spirit. We ask for all those we know, we do not know, and those who have no one to ask for them, we ask for them now. Amen.
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 I do like that peaceful, calm
Yes,
moment.
it's nice.
It
It's
is.
lovely.
It is. I was going to say something. Hang on. It'll come back to me. I have noticed, I don't know if Jean and Irene have noticed, but there's been a bit of a shift in energy over the last couple of weeks. It feels like everybody's more in need, if you know what I mean. I feel like
Yeah.
there's more pull on our healing energies and our
True.
empathic side.
Yeah.
It's as if everybody's crying out for something at the minute, and it's just
True,
very
that's
strange.
true,
I don't know what it is. Everybody just seems to be more in need of
Yeah.
spiritual upliftment and spiritual help, and it's hard for people. Hey, Mrs., be quiet. Pippin's come into season and she is very ratty.
Oh dear.
She's got PMS on mega scale.
Oh,
Anyway,
bless her.
she just doesn't know where she wants to be. But no, I just feel like spiritually people need upliftment and support at the moment.
Yeah. It's as if everybody's down into it.
It is. And what I feel is it's that this is going to sound really negative, and I really don't mean it to, but it's shown those people, those spirit workers who work true to spirit, be they spiritualists, be they Christian spiritualists, or be they mediums who don't affiliate themselves with spiritualism. Because, like I said to Paul today, not all mediums are spiritualists.
Correct.
And not all spiritualists are mediums. It's the way it works.
True.
But those people who are spiritual, who are calling themselves spiritual mediums, need to step up to the plate when people are in need and to give spiritually to people. Because even before I became a reverend, if somebody is in need, you're there for them.
Absolutely.
Even if it's with a prayer or some healing or whatever, because everything we do as mediums should be about healing people by giving them that message that their loved ones are still around them and are only a thought away and can still hear them, can still interact with them, are still aware of what's going on in people's lives, and they're trying to help.
I think a lot of this might be to do, Tony, with also the fact that tomorrow is supposed to be our on-lockdown day, and now it's gone back another month again, and everybody was looking forward to sort of getting out and everything opening up as it should be, and it's dropped it back for another 4 weeks. So that's might have something to do with it.
Well, it does, but I think it's gone on before that, Irene.
Maybe
we've said for a long time that there are a lot of spiritual people out there who aren't very spiritual.
Yes.
But,
yes.
It really is time that we all started. I think somebody said this on one of our chat withs or one of our Q&A sessions. It's time that spiritualists all started to work together as a movement. No matter whether you are Spiritualist National Union, Christian spiritualist, whatever, Greater World, or on any of the others that are out there. We need to all work together for the betterment of humanity.
Yeah, absolutely.
And here endeth the lesson, because
but it's true what you
I'll
said.
get off my soapbox. It is.
It's true.
It's hit me today because I've seen stuff out and about, and I've seen stuff on Facebook and everywhere else. And we all, like Jen, you're so right. Jen Gills just said, I agree. We're all from the same source. We all come from that divine energy, and we are all brothers and sisters under that energy, and we need to work as such and look out for each other, and to consider your words, because words can hurt as much as a blow. Words can hurt as much as a blow.
And once something is said, it can't be unsaid.
And I was just going to say that. And words can leave a bigger bruise.
Yeah,
and a more lasting bruise than a strike. So just watch your words, people, and consider the person you're talking to, because you don't know what's happening in that person's life.
What they're going through, you don't.
You don't. We are on different paths, all to the same destination. We are, Megan. We are, Megan. We are all heading back to the divine light. And once we're there, we've got to account for our actions here while we're on our journey.
We've got to be held accountable.
Yeah. There will be retribution for anything you've done wrong, and praise and reward for anything you've done right.
Well, there is a song by Tom McGraw. He's a country and western singer, and it's called Humble and Kind. And if you listen to the words of that song, it resonates, because it just says, you know, if you've got help somebody along the way, don't treat them badly. Don't be, listen to the words. Humble and Kind, it's called, by Tim McGraw. It's a beautiful song, one of my favourites.
Oh, bless you, Sophie. Thank you for that validation, sweetheart. I gave her a reading from Mum to check her veins, and luckily she did. She's having them checked tomorrow, and she's got the stockings. That's it. In a world where you can be anything, be kind, said Caroline Flack. And it's true. It really is true. Where if you can be kind to somebody and considerate, we all get it wrong sometimes. We can't help it. We are human. We all say things that maybe we don't mean. Or I'm terrible for it. Michael's forever pulling me up about it. If something's in my head, it's out of my mouth. And sometimes I say things and I don't mean them in the way that I said them. Yeah. I just say things and in all innocence, and sometimes they can be misconstrued.
Tony, that's me, sweetheart, and I don't mean anything by it, but sometimes, same as texts, sometimes you send a text and it can sound wrong and you don't mean anything by it.
But with text, you've got the excuse of you can't read intonation. You can't read how somebody's saying those words on the screen.
I know what you're saying,
but
I know what you're saying, but it's true what you say. Sometimes it can come across wrong and you don't mean anything by it.
The way that I look at it is that if I mean, I know that you two know me, but I don't let many people get close to me because there's things that's gone on that I didn't like. But all I will say is, anybody you meet, you walk a mile in their shoes. You walk a mile in my shoes and you'll see things in a totally different light, and you'll know what they've gone through and that. And basically that's what we're here for, because we get messages from our spirit friends and guides, as you said when you messaged with Sophie from Lynn and Mum, and it just goes to prove that it works. Mm-hmm. Just walk a mile in somebody else's shoes and see how they feel or how they are. Yeah. And then pull them apart or pull them down, but don't do it just because you don't like them or something like that. I've got to the stage now where I very rarely go on Facebook because I'm on
Facebook and I do a lot of basically the reason I'm on Facebook is so we can do this.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
It streams to my Facebook page.
Yeah,
I very rarely look at messages. Sometimes if I'm tagged into a message, or like today, it came up that Paul had put some stuff on, so I read through it and I put a couple of
Yeah.
comments on and things. But I don't go on and read and troll through like people do, because
No, I don't.
I don't want to be accused of, well, you've read. We've all been there in circles and things where we like, yeah, but that was on Facebook last week. And you've just given that as if it's come from spirit. And, you know, there we are. So I don't want to be accused of that. So that's why I don't go on. And also, like you say, it's full of negativity and I can't deal with negativity in my life.
I mean,
negative energy really affects me.
Yeah, it does
it really
me.
does.
I mean, I sort of say good morning to a few people, like if Sarah's on, for instance, or Patrick Monaghan or Karen Moulton, I'll say good morning and stuff like that. But I won't, or if it's an anniversary or a birthday. But apart from that, I don't really bother or comment because, you know.
Yeah, sometimes
it's
it'll come on and say, oh, it's so-and-so's birthday today. So I just bob on and say happy birthday and then come off again.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, mainly my Facebook is for this and to keep up with Facebook messages. So if somebody messages me through Messenger, then I'll respond.
You need your Facebook.
Yeah. Like I had to today. So
yes, you did. You did.
Yes, bless.
But
with you and Jean, even Michael, I just message you directly. I don't put it on here.
No.
You know, that's us. So
the other thing, here we are. It's going to turn into one of those, I can tell you. The other thing.
Oh, you're welcome, Karen. No problem at all.
Why are people washing their dirty laundry all over Facebook?
Because
all
they
over
can.
Facebook. I mean,
because they can.
I don't care. Well, I do care that you found your fella next door with Mrs. So-and-so. I do. I care about it, but I don't want to read about it on Facebook. You know, if Irene messages me and says she came home and found 3 strippers upstairs with Ed, I would rather she'd said to me, she sent me a private message about that. I don't want it on Facebook for the world and the wife to see it. It just gets me. You think, good grief.
Yeah.
But my sister does it. She does. And I just think, Lisa, please keep your private life private. Because then again, you see, if you then go to a medium and say, I want a reading, and they bring through, I can see your husband with 3 ladies, Irene would say, yeah, but you read that last week on Facebook. You know, wouldn't you? You would. You'd read.
I would.
You'd say, well, give me something else. But if you've put your whole life up there, how do you expect a medium to give you something that they've not read? Anyway.
All I will say, Tony, is that Ed can't cope with me. I don't know how he would cope with 3 strippers.
Bad example, but you know what I mean. You get the gist.
I always say to him when he comes out, oh, how many of you women have you serviced today? And he'll say, oh, I locked the gates today, or when he's at work, because on the Saturday and Sunday he's there on his own.
Well, it could be uptrending. But you know what I mean? It's just, I want the information I pass on to a recipient of a message to come true from their loved ones.
Yes,
I don't want the person to be in any doubt of where that information's come from, because a wise woman always taught me that you need to prove beyond a doubt your connection with the world of spirit, deliver a message and leave them with a present.
Absolutely.
And I don't know who she is now. Her name escapes me, but she was a really wise lady and a really good medium. Her name will come back to me in a minute. Mrs. Pearson's going to slap me in a minute. I can see it. But there we are.
No, Stacey, you don't need to leave the conversation. It's just your dad as he is. You know, don't worry about it. It can't cope with me, let alone another 3.
Oh dear. Anyway,
leave home.
There we are. Anyway, here endeth the rant. I will get off my soapbox now. It's been bothering me all day. And
it's all right.
For goodness sake. Yeah. Well, spirit always have to bring some teaching, and that's the teaching they wanted to bring through today.
That's your philosophy, darling.
It is. It is. Why can't they work with me like that in churches when people ask me for philosophy and I just go blank? Philosophy.
You don't.
We do, Sarah. We do. We all need a rant every now and again, and it's teaching from Spirit, because Spirit have been scratching at me about this all day, and it's been like going round and round and round in my head. So I knew it was coming somewhere, but it came out here today.
Yeah, because Tony come to my house and he did have a bit of monk on.
I did. I was just in one of them.
You were fed up, Tony. I felt it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I said, the energies have been really strange for a while. Right. Yeah. I hear what you're saying, Lisa. Michael, I am not a velociraptor. You ask Cohen.
No, Corin would tell you that, Cohen.
Yeah. Well, I'm pleased Adrian helped you, Lisa. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
It really is. And it's something else we always say. Jean always taught me that there is the right medium out there for everybody to give you what you need.
Yes,
he is.
I agree with that.
It really. Sarah, you're ranting at Spirit for completely a different reason. It's completely understandable. It really is.
Yeah.
I haven't lost a parent, so I can't imagine.
You ran to race, Sarah, because my mum died when I was 12, and I can remember going into school and the head teacher having a go at us for something or other, and I had to get my temper out, and I threw all the chairs around the dining room. Seriously, and it's not me, but I had to let me temper out somewhere. I couldn't do it at home. I was 12. My dad was left with 4 of us at home. And I just flipped. She said something about, I'm sending your letters home to your mum. Not your parents. I'm sending the letters home to your mum. Knowing I'd just lost my mum. And I hadn't got one. So I flipped and I threw the chairs all over Sarah. So I can understand, sweetheart. And it does happen.
I lost my mum.
That's what I said. Be careful with your words. You don't know what the person next to you is going through.
If she said parents, I don't think I would have took it as personal. It's because she's, I'm sending letters home to your mum. And to me, that were aiming at me because I haven't got one.
Yeah.
That's how I
she wasn't,
at 12,
but you do, you do.
Kid at 12, you don't think. So
no, you don't.
I understand. You have a rant, love. I needed one that day.
Sorry, you don't have to struggle. Sorry, you don't have to struggle, sweetheart. You know where we are if you want us. One of us, all 3 of us, 2 of us, it doesn't matter. If you want to have a chat, you know where we are. It goes no further.
I'm used to being kicked, Sarah. So if you need somebody to kick, job hour in, love. I'm
not getting off the rostrum, Jean. I'm not getting off the rostrum, but I'm going to put my light on.
Go on, love.
Oh,
so I can understand, sweetheart.
I can see now.
So,
it takes time as well. I mean, I lost my mum to Spirit 21 years ago, and I still grieve every day for her. So, you know.
You take us up on that, Sarah. You take us up on that. If you need to talk or anything.
Darling. I can take it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We all can. Right.
Okay.
You lost a parent. I lost a father-in-law. Michael lost his dad a few years ago, and it's awful. It really is awful. It really is.
Well, I lost my dad first, and 7 weeks and 1 day later, I lost my mum. So I lost them too, within 7 weeks, just over 7 weeks between them, and it was a nightmare, absolute nightmare.
You won't have got the first one sorted out. Your dad sorted out when you had to deal with your mum. It's awful.
And my sister was like a chocolate fire god, about as much use of. So it was me and Ed that did it all.
Oh, awful. Well, so families are terrible, aren't they? They're there. They can be a greatest source of support, and you could be your greatest source of frustration. All at the same time.
Cheryl.
Yeah,
Cheryl.
Lost a daughter and then a dad.
There's a site that I go on. which I very often go on because I put comments on about what happened with me. And there was a lady on there this morning had lost all three of her children and then a mum within the space of 18 months. I think that is so sad. I
It is.
really do think that is so sad.
It is. And it's but there are times like that, and you look back and you think, where did I get the strength from? It doesn't feel like it at the time.
No,
But you
we
do.
It
do.
feels like you're so weak and upset and hurt.
Yeah.
But you look back and you think, how did I find the strength?
But do you know
And-
me, Tony? You're saying that, and I'll be honest, and people might think I'm awful here, but if they said I could have my mum back for a day, right, but she'd have to die the same way she did, well, pass away the same way she did, then I'm sorry, I wouldn't want my mum back to go through
No.
the way she passed.
No.
And
No.
I don't know how everybody else feels about that, but it'd be lovely to have my mum back in physical, just to have a row with you.
Yeah.
You know, at
Yeah.
12-year-old, when you want to row with your mum. I'd love that,
Yeah.
and I never have had it. But I wouldn't want her to come back to spend a day with me, just
To go through what she's-
through with what she went
Yeah.
through before she
No.
passed away. That
Same with
wouldn't-
my
Yeah.
grandfather and Michael's dad.
You
I
wouldn't
mean-
want it, would you?
No, I've had some really lovely chats with Michael's dad. He was such a great guy to talk to, absolutely wonderful guy to talk to. But I wouldn't want to stand next to him while he slipped away again. I wouldn't, and I'm sure Michael would be the same. I don't know, I can't speak for him, he's upstairs, but I would imagine
Remember
he
the
would
good
say the same
times.
thing.
Remember
Yeah.
the good times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely. I mean,
Exactly.
my dad went quick. My mum was cancer, so we had to look after my mum. So
Yeah.
it's a cruel world. It really is sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think I'd rather go quickly than linger with illness. It's but
Yeah. It
everybody's
is
different.
something. It is something I struggle with because Jean is the same. We recently had to let one of our dogs go. Jean had to let our cat go.
Yeah,
And it was to prevent her suffering because I could
Yeah.
see Tia was coming to the end of her life. Unfortunately, I was at the caravan with her. Michael was home, and I had to ring him and say, she's really started to go downhill. And I took her to the vets and put her out of her misery so that she wouldn't suffer. And to stop that, my granddad had lung cancer and lingered for 18 months
Yeah.
yeah,
and turned into this shell. It was awful and it was
terrible.
cruel.
yeah,
And I think I would have been prosecuted if I'd let Tia suffer.
So
And yet my granddad was allowed, but I don't know what the answer is. And I'm not getting into that debate. It's a whole different philosophical
it is,
debate.
but I know what you're
But
saying, Tony, because I went through
I
the
would
same
rather
line.
have been able to say to Spirit, take my granddad now. Don't let him go
Yeah.
through what
No,
he's
don't
got
let
to
him
go
suffer
through and what he's got to
anymore.
face.
Yeah.
Please take
Yeah.
him now. Which is what I feel I did with Tia. I said to Spirit, please take her. And I went to the vets to
We
enable
were
that.
talking about this, were it yesterday when we were talking about it, or the day before, weren't we? About, 'cause I said I still feel as if I could be a bit guilty letting Suki go.
Yeah, you did.
But you said that you were getting a bit emotional, and so were Tony about Tia. And we
you
said,
did the
and he
right
said
thing
to
for
me,
her. Though,
yeah,
didn't you?
he comforted me, said, you've done the right thing at the right
Absolutely.
time.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
know, because she couldn't have come back like she were, and same as
No,
Tia and
no.
everybody
and
else who's lost pets. So it happens with pets, just like.
Yeah, it
I mean,
does.
I agree here with what Pam Duffy has said. Life can seem so cruel, but as a medium, rejoice in the knowledge of meeting them again.
Exactly.
And it's
And-
true. So we know better than anybody that when we go to our spiritual home, we're all going to meet up again with our families and our friends, and it'll be nice to see them all, but we're not quite ready yet.
No, we're not.
Well,
And that's,
you know.
that's the beauty of our religion is
Yeah.
the fact that we mourn the passing because we do. It's hard not to have the physical person.
Of course
Absolutely.
it is,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's not the same because we know that they've only just stepped across into a different frequency. and they've gone into a higher energy. And so there's that comfort of knowing that. And it's that comfort that we try to give to other people by passing on the messages that we do.
I just think they don't want me though, Tony. When I've died
No,
twice,
they've turned you back twice.
and they've turned me
Yeah.
back twice. Come on.
Our loss is a reunion. It is.
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is. It is. I mean, Sheila Martin's put on, neither my brother and sister have spoken to me
that.
since my mother passed 11 years ago. They were not really speaking before, but I can't understand why families do this. I miss my mother every day and I cared for her. They wanted to put her in a home much earlier. I still miss them and try and send them love. Good for you, Sheila.
Yeah.
And you did the best for your mum.
Yeah.
You did. You did what
You did your
you
best
did
for
what
your
you
mum.
felt was the best for your mum. And
Yeah,
I always say that as long as something's done with love and with
yeah. Kindness.
positivity and kindness in your heart,
Yeah,
you can't ask for any more than that. And maybe your sister and your brother thought differently. Well, but we've got to move past that. And when people slight us, like your brother and sister, and they turn away from you, as Christians and spiritualists, we send them love. It's
Yeah.
hard. It's hard. Because the Lord's
Thank
Prayer
you,
does
Pam.
say, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those that trespass against us.
against us. Yeah,
We cannot. Forgiveness is releasing the negativity of a situation, I feel.
yeah,
There's been situations, Jean knows what they are, Irene knows what they are in our
Yeah.
lives. And I carried that negativity for such a long time. And it's only when I found the New Christian Spiritualist Society, really, I could find the strength within me to say,
yeah,
I'll forgive you for that. I'll forgive
Yeah.
you for that. What's that word? It's not actually accurate, but it's close enough. It'll say, forgive the sinner, but not the sin.
yeah,
But and because as a Christian, the only person who really has the right to judge anybody is God and
yes,
Christ.
absolutely.
So, as a mere mortal, my job is to say, okay, you did it, you did whatever you did, and I forgive you for that. And it does release you. It does release you, and you can take a step forward then, and another step towards the light. Here endeth the lesson that I said ages ago, but we really didn't, did we?
No,
Sarah,
people need to talk.
Sarah, I understand what you're saying, sweetheart. I know you're finding it hard because of it that your mum was, as you say, snatched away from you. My dad, similar. It was like turning a light out, sweetheart. So, you know, I know there's anger there, and I know this little understanding of why, when, whatever, why it happened. But the thing is, they are in a better place and they are mended and they will get the healing they need. And you never come to terms with losing someone you love, ever. You never do. But it eases as time goes on. But I still cry for my mum. I still cry for my dad.
I still
because-
pick phone up from my dad.
Well,
He's
Yeah,
been gone
I
for
can
nearly
still
30
remember
years.
my mum's phone number.
And I pick phone
Yeah.
up and think, Gee,
Yeah.
you're a medium, you silly thing. You don't need a phone to talk to your dad.
That
Just
Yeah.
talk to him.
Yeah,
that sort of time. There's a few comments here all along the same sort of things.
yeah,
Donna Ayres says, I wish my brother was still here, but so glad he didn't suffer. But I haven't grieved for nearly 3 years. But if you look back, Donna, you have.
She'll have in different
You'll have
ways what she's
started the
not
grieving
realised.
Yeah.
process, but it'll be in ways like Jean's just said that you haven't realised that you're actually grieving, because you start grieving when it happens. It's just the journey through grief's different for everybody, which is what
You
Lisa
don't-
Scott was saying here.
You don't
Yeah.
have to
Everybody-
just sit and burst into tears. You know, you don't. That's
That
grieving. That you don't have to just sit and cry, and that just that little thought is still a grieving process.
it is.
Just something simple.
Missing them
just because
is a
you haven't
grief.
broke down in tears and that doesn't mean you're not grieving. Don't.
No.
I mean, anything
Everybody's
can set it
journey is
off.
different. Like Lisa
Whether
says.
it's sometimes it's a song, sometimes it's a word. I went out last week with my husband shopping, and I saw black and blue that I saw my dad walk past me because it was the image. And then other days I've seen the back of a lady's head and I think, oh, mum's there. And then I'll just sort of, sometimes, even when I'm writing my poetry for all you lovely people, I will just think about mum or my dad or my friends that have passed, and it just brings a tear to my eye and stuff like that. But I mean, I talk to my mum every day. I talk to my dad every day. I always say, good morning, how are you? You know, if you're there, give me a sign. And very often I'll come down to crooked pictures because my dad's been and tried to clean them. It was one of his things, but I know it's there. You know, and I've learned to smile, and I've learned to, because I know in my heart they are in a better place. And I know that when it's my turn to go, if Ed doesn't go before me, then I'll go. But I think I was talking to Michael, because Michael, my mentor that passed away, was with me. And the first thing I did was I went and he just gave me a cuddle. And I said, why? I said, why did my dad go first? He said, your dad's gone first to make a place, to get your mum's place ready because she won't be long. And I thought that was beautiful. I thought that was the most beautiful thing.
It's nice, but he shouldn't have turned around and said, I'm sorry, and I know you're talking about. He shouldn't have turned around and said, he's getting ready place for your mum. She's not going to belong at the same time.
The thing is, though,
that's predicting.
It wasn't really, because the doctors had told me, and I'd told what they'd said. They gave her sort of about 6 to 8 weeks, and it was 7 weeks and 1 day. So we knew. So I told him what the doctors had said.
So it is. I agree with what you're saying, that they are getting the place ready, because I do agree on that. But what I'm saying, and I know the person you're talking to, you're talking about, but I don't think you should have put the it's not going to belong on. I don't think you should have put that on.
No,
maybe it could have just said
that's a difference of opinion.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
I understand.
Sheila, thank you for that. And that
I've just
goes
been reading these.
I know what you're saying, Karen, but sometimes we need to give space for that, to allow people to be a little bit sad, because that's healing. It's healing. And spirit only give what, I know you say you've got to write what you're given. I speak what they give me, and I asked them for philosophy for tonight because we haven't done it in a long time. And this is what they give me, because I always say in churches, Karen, that I never plan my philosophy. I stand up and say to spirit, what do you want me to talk about? And they bring it. And there were obviously people on here who needed to hear these messages to allow them to grieve, or to help them with the grieving process. But I know it's a bit on the blue side. We need to lift the energy again. I'm being told now I need to lift the energy.
I weren't getting at you, Irene. I'm just saying it's nice that he's reassured you on that.
Yeah,
but then
it was the other bit he shouldn't have said. I understand, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Because even though you've been told that, there's still that at back in mind. Oh, we might keep them longer. They told my mum 6 months, and we kept my mum. Well, my dad did 9 months. So I am agreeing with you about the bit that making that place and that. I agree with that.
But can we lift the energy now, please?
Yeah, no,
both
just
of you.
It's fine, darling.
Point fingers.
We don't talk. I'm just saying, aren't we?
No, we don't. We don't. But it's just nice.
I know.
All I'm trying to say is, because the NPs, we pulled some mediums down for telling people that in church. So that's what I'm saying.
Do. Yeah.
But we are normally much lighter, and
we are. We've got to lift it before we all sit and have a good cry.
Yeah.
I agree with what Pam says. As a congregation, we are here to support each other. That is so true. Absolutely, Pam. Absolutely.
I have said
right from the start,
and I will say to anybody. I said it to Nick on the Rainbow Projects talk the other night that it's wonderful the way that everybody on here has everybody else's back, and that we will
Yeah.
all support no matter what. No matter where
Yeah.
we are in the world, we will all support each other, and it's wonderful. It really
Absolutely.
is. Anyway, I'm being told we have messages to give.
Oh, right.
So-
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if I've actually got a. You had to mention that name, didn't you, Paul? And
Okay.
Paul, hang on,
Fans coming out.
Paul. How very sexist of you. How very
Paul,
sexist
can I just
of
say
you.
we're waiting for you to come on?
Yes, absolutely. Waiting for you
But-
to come on, Paul.
Not just ladies. You shouldn't just put ladies, because there are men out there too that don't mind Matthew
Oh.
arriving at all.
I will lift the spirits. I watched. I don't normally watch BTV, but I did last night. We watched the musical of Rock of Ages with
Oh yeah.
with Tom Cruise in it, playing Stacey Jacks, and they all had their tops off. Tony, all the men had their tops off. You would have really liked it, and you saw
Oh, I'll
Tom
have to watch
Cruise.
out for that.
Yeah, you saw Tom Cruise just showing, just covered, just on his hips, very low. That's all I'll say.
Oh, look, he's had to waff himself down.
Oh,
I know.
there we
Yeah,
are.
So, and it was, and there was what's his name? Russell Brand. He played a gay man. He played a gay man. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
anyway,
Tom
anyway,
Selleck for
that's
me.
lifted the spirits a
Tom
bit.
Selleck for me any day.
so
Oh,
who's
yes,
got a link?
yes.
Who's got a link?
Irene, bless her.
Oh, right. Okay. Actually, I have.
Oh,
I know
she
you
has.
had love.
I have got somebody singing Scottish songs to me, and I've got a gentleman parading up and down in his kilt in front of me.
Ooh.
Yes. So this gentleman is, he's got the bagpipes. So I know he used to play the bagpipes, and he's playing the Scottish soldier, and is also trying to play as well. I say trying because he hasn't quite got it right. Mull of Kintyre. So this gentleman is obviously military because he's got his military dress uniform on. He's got his bagpipes. He's got his bear skin on his head, and he's just going up and down. So, Paula Archer, you're from Scotland, right? Okay.
I'm listening in, Irene, because I can understand it as well, darling.
Right. Okay. Now then, this gentleman is mentioning a George, and he's also mentioning a Philip. I don't know if these are friends or people he knew while he was in the military. And he's just come because he wants. I don't know if there's something going on with you, Paula, but he's saying he wants to lift your spirits, sweetheart. If you can understand that, he wants to, and he comes in really, really close to me because he's making me feel very, very warm, sweetheart. He's talking about our Bro Smokies, and you'll know what they are, Jean, as well, and. He's also, so I know that he liked the Arbro Smokies. Can you take the names, Jean?
I can, yeah.
Right, okay, because Paula can't take the names. Just keep listening in, Paula, sweetheart. Right, and this gentleman also liked his whiskey.
Yes.
And Pam, you was in Edinburgh, and you can take both names. Right, okay. And of course, the piper goes up on the parapet at Edinburgh Castle every night to do the final bagpipes.
Well, I know
Right.
the chapel played the bagpipes.
Right, okay, sweetheart. So I've possibly Pam, possibly Paula, but Jean, I'm leaning towards you, sweetheart. Okay, right.
And I got the
Now
bunny
this-
lassie when you were saying it, you see.
Yeah, well, yes, I was just about to say that.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. And I'm also getting, he'll take the high road, you take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland before ye.
Can understand that as well.
Right, okay. So you would
But
understand
please,
then.
other people listen in.
Yes, absolutely. Paula and Pam, please listen in. I am leaning towards Jean, but if you can take anything, that's absolutely fine too. Right. Now, this gentleman is come, sweetheart, and is bringing you healings, and is also, oh gosh, that's an old name. Would you understand Mildred, Jean?
Yes, I've heard of her. I've never met her, but it don't matter. But I have heard
No,
the name.
because, right, okay. I've not had that before. That's the first for me.
No, I've
Right.
never met her, but I've heard of her.
Well, this gentleman is talking about Mildred. I don't know if what connection this is with these ladies, but he's telling me he was a bit of a ladies' man. He liked his ladies, even though he only married one woman. He liked to have the ladies around him. He liked to be. He was very charming, if you know what I mean. Can you understand why he's giving me the dagger? You know, the one that they keep in the sock. I know it's got a proper name, but I can't remember it.
You see, it's my uncle. He's probably gave that to his. If I'll ask, but he'd probably give it to our
Right.
Kleiner, my cousin.
That's fine, as long as you can take it, sweetheart.
Because it's
Not
our
you.
Kleiner's
Thank you,
dad.
Pam. Anyway, right, okay. Because we're going back with this because this gentleman is saying that he's wanting to go right the way back when all the men wore kilts, especially up in the Highlands. They didn't wear trousers at all, and they just wore the kilts and that. But he's got a very thick accent. It's only because I lived in Scotland that I can understand it. But he's got a really thick accent, and he also wants to talk to me in Gaelic, so you would understand who would speak Gaelic.
Oh yeah,
Thank you, Tony.
Still do.
Right, okay. And you would also understand, because I don't know if this is Mildred, but somebody's talking about weaving the wool and knitting with it, making the ganses that the fishermen used to wear, the tight ganses. Now, I know I've given you a fisherman before.
Yeah, I can understand that, but their stories when we were kiddies, what
Right.
we used to fetch up, you know, when they tell you stories.
Yeah, right, okay. And you would, well, I know of this anyway, but I've got to give you children from this family spirit side, sweetheart. And I've also got to give you, oh gosh, right. Right. Would you understand where the illegal still was? Somebody brewed their own whiskey and kept it away from the tax man.
I honestly
You might have to ask.
I probably would,
Right.
Irene. I don't know. I know it was none
Right.
of my family as such, but that don't mean nothing because there's other people.
Well, like I say, I'm going back with this, but somebody used to make the, and when the taxman or the taxman came, they used to get rid of it all and throw it away. But somebody had an illegal still.
Oh, I honestly, Irene, I don't know about that.
Right. Okay,
sweetheart,
that's fine. Now, what is really coming for? It just wants to lift your spirits, and it just wants to say that they're around you, sweetheart. Okay, they're around you, and they're trying to help you. And there's somebody that's trying to talk to you from this family, and you're not hearing them yet. But they are going to come forward and try and talk to you. So if you suddenly hear somebody with a Scottish accent, sweetheart, remember that I've given it to you.
Irene, most of mine, if the phone are Scottish accents, so what up they won't make much difference.
Okay, darling.
But no, I will listen for somebody from Spirit talking to me like that. I will.
Yeah, because you're gonna know, because they're gonna start talking to you in Gaelic first until they get your attention.
It takes me 3 days to understand what they're saying. It's time to come home, and we used to go and see them. You just get used to it, and then you're back home.
I know. I have got to give you from this gentleman. He's giving me I know I've given you the Arbroath Smokies. I've got to give you a Dundee cake. I don't know if you like fruit. Yeah,
I do. Yes, yeah.
And I've also got to give you haggis.
I can't stand it, but thank you.
No, I don't like haggis either. It's horrible. Ed loves it.
I can't
stand it. Oh,
I love it.
You can give it to Tony then.
You see, Stuart don't like it neither, so Tony, it's yours.
Yeah, I don't like it either. And I've also got to give you
patties and neeps.
a big, and I mean a big bottle of old Hague whiskey, and I mean it's like the really old one.
Yeah,
and
it is that,
the,
isn't it?
the
She
one
doesn't
he's
drink
showing
it.
me is it's
don't
got a
drink,
label
but-
on, and it's over 100 years old. So somebody either must have it or know where there is a bottle, and it's worth a lot of money. 'cause
I'll
it's
find
still
out
full.
with family.
And that's what I'm leaving with you, darling. So
Thank
I
you,
don't know
Irene.
if Tony's got anything for you, but thank you for working with me, darling.
You
God
didn't
bless.
know that side of my family neither.
No, I didn't. No.
No.
So,
Because I don't
Tony,
know
have you
that
got
well,
anything
that
to
side.
add, darling?
I have. Shane, I'll share the haggis with you, love. Jean, I haven't actually, no, sweetheart. But
Don't you worry.
no. But I have got the next link though. I do know I'm working with a gentleman from the world of spirit, and I want to say that the gentleman that I'm connecting with would be a very quiet gentleman, a very quiet energy, because that's how he's coming to me. He's coming very, very peacefully and very quiet and very. It sounds really strange, but it feels like a really smooth energy. You know, when it's just flowing.
Yeah.
And I can just feel how calm he is. And I want to say, I don't think, whoever this is for, I don't think you would have ever have heard this gentleman raise his voice, because he's just so calm, so peaceful. And he's given me a memory of somebody having a real paddy, you know, like herself was talking about, and throwing things around in the house.
Yeah.
And this gentleman sat in his chair, watched it happen, never said a word. And then when they eventually tossed the hair and flounced,
Calmed down.
I mean, I don't know, just walked out, got up out of his chair, went and picked everything back up, put all the ornaments back, tidied everything round, put the rugs right, put the chairs up, sat back down in his chair and picked his newspaper up. That I can see it happening, you know, like a film in my head. So I can just see this chap just picking things up and putting them back and putting the clock back up. And it's just really chilled, Paula. If this is your father-in-law, he's just so chilled. He's so calm. He's talking about quite a quick passing to spirit, Paula. That's all he said. It was quick. It was quick. But I don't know if this is your father-in-law, sweetheart, or if this is me, but I've got a really sore throat as well. Really burning sore throat. And it's only come on since I came on. So I don't know if it's my hay fever kicking back in because my antihistamines will be wearing off, or if it's your father-in-law giving it to me. So if you can understand that, please, as well. He is giving me a feeling, Paula, of you are ready to stretch yourself. You're ready to stretch yourself. And I don't think I mean like do a couple of yoga moves and things. I feel like it means in sort of either a work sense or whatever you do spiritually or something, but it's like you're ready to be pushed a little bit to take on some more responsibility or to take on a little bit more. He's given me this for you, sweetheart. He's talking about the 4th of a month. You know, I can be a little bit out with my dates, but around the 4th of a month must mean something for you. And what's that? Oh, I'm not completely sure what I've got, but I've got some sort of medical thing going on, sweetheart. You can't think right now. That's fine. But I've got some sort of medical thing, like either an external pacemaker but it's like a device that I've got outside my body that helps me function. But I am going back, so probably these days you'd have it put inside, but it's like I've got something outside that helps with a medical condition. My dad's got a defibrillator fitted, and it's just in the socket of his shoulder. But I mean, I suppose years ago it will be outside. If nobody's taken this, I will ask them to separate the link. But it is a shame because he's such a chilled out guy. It really is. And he's not giving me anything else, bless him.
Probably because nobody can't take it, Tony, love.
Yeah, bless him. It is a shame. It is a shame. He was diabetic. Oh, right, yeah. Okay, Paula. It might be that then. But you can take that, Lisa. Okay, no problem, Lisa. Paula, Lisa, you're listening, then I'll see if he's going to bring anything else. He's referencing now looking smart. So this gentleman would have always wanted to look his best. I feel even when he was slobbing around the house, it would be in like a short sleeve shirt and trousers rather than jeans or joggers or anything. He wouldn't have been holding with tracksuit bottoms or anything. He's also giving me, does everything else resonate with you as well, Daniel? You can now get an implant that measures blood sugars.
You can now,
really whizzy as well, yeah.
I don't want one, mind, but
also it's he's referencing that you're not. I know I've said about stretching yourself and things, but he's saying there's something you're really not happy with, and it's like I'm accepting it. I'm accepting it. I don't like it, but I'm accepting it. And he's saying, no, don't settle for anything else, anything other than being happy. Don't put up with being okay. Be sure you're very happy. Make sure you're very happy. Make sure you're happy with things. Don't tolerate things. Don't put up with them just because you have to or you think you have to. Okay. And he really emphasized that, Lisa. So if you understand that, and Daniel, you can understand that, that's fine. He wants to congratulate you on the way you've coped with everything over the last few months. I don't know what's been going on in the last few months. Lisa, I know sort of what's been going on with you over the last few months, but it's like it was well outside of your comfort zone, and you just sort of went, okay, we've got to get on with it. So we'll manage. We'll get there. We get there. It is how I'm feeling. We were just talking about you, Mr. Stapley. He's making me feel that
it's on Irene.
By the next end of the next sort of few months, things will have settled down, things will have calmed down, and things will be in a much steadier state. Always good things, Matthew, always good things. Can you understand, please? I know I've just said Jean's got a cat in spirit, but would you understand, please, a cat in spirit? Because I can just see a cat on my work surface here. So there must be a cat that's there for you. And as they are turning around for me, please, somebody would have been really good at floral arrangements, because I feel somebody made floral arrangements for a family passing. If you would understand that, please, because I can see an unfinished wreath and I can see somebody putting it together. So there was somebody in the family who put together some floral arrangements for a family member's funeral. All right. And I don't know why they wanted me to leave with that, but that's what they wanted me to leave with. I do apologise. Has anybody got anything else?
Well, I don't know if I'm on the same link, but it's a lady what's with me, Tony, and I keep hearing that somewhere over the rainbow. And what they're saying is they would have liked it at the funeral. Now, I'm not saying it was played at the funeral, but this lady's saying she would have liked it at the funeral. It doesn't matter, but that's just what she's saying. I know the lady wouldn't be overly big in height as she's coming in, but I do know she would have been a nice body, a nice somebody to cuddle up to, that type of lady, bless her, not overly big, but she's coming in here. Can anybody just understand this lady before I start going into it, please, and understand the song?
Lisa says Mum took flowers out of Nana's funeral to dry and press.
Oh,
Tony said that, didn't you?
I saw them making the floral arrangements rather than taking it out. It might have been, but hey. Oh,
What's this? Oh, thank you. Because this is the lady I've got then, Sarah. Okay. That's fine. But can I just say this lady's in Spirit Sweetheart, so you're not sure of the frame of this lady, but can I just say she's there? So I do know that she's got to have either a friendship or some connection somewhere, darling, but it was the song more than anything what was coming in and what they were trying to fetch across, Duck, okay? She's oh, bless her. And she's saying we all need cups of tea, but she's talking about the tea. Wherever you go, people just saying, do you want a cup of tea? Do you want a cup of tea? And they all do it. I just think they think cups of tea is going to solve everything.
they do.
But, and, you know, they're all there, darling. But can I just say this lady says that she's fine. The one who wants the song playing, so she's saying she's fine, sweetheart. She's okay. Just tell everybody that I'm fine. I don't know if they got flowers. Oh, bless you. She's mentioning about the flowers, sweetheart. I know Tony's mentioned flowers, but I've got to mention flowers, darling. That I don't know if you wanting flowers or just a special spray of flowers, but she's mentioning about the flowers and the colours. I do know this lady would be a bright lady. So I don't know if you're looking at bright flowers and things like that, or you have done, because she's looking at that. I've got to give you roses, sweetheart, because the red roses, and I've also got white roses here for you with that gypsophilia, or whether it is in it, them little strips.
Yeah, gypsophilia.
I've got to give you them, darling. And they also mentioning, I hate it. I hate artificial flowers. Well, you know what I'm like, Tony and Irene. But
Yeah.
No artificial flowers. No artificial flowers. So I don't know if somebody, I'm not saying they would have got them at a funeral. Yellow roses, beautiful, because I do know the upliftment, sweetheart. So that is so wonderful. Okay. And also, bless her, this lady is saying that oh, bless. Can I just say to you, it's not nobody's fault, sweetheart. There's nobody to blame. It's just for the time. She's just saying there's nobody to blame. It was the time. All right. I don't know. She's going, I don't know if it's 2:30 or roundabout then, but she's talking about the time. The time. She did say it was the right time, but she's talking about the time, sweetheart. So you're up round about 2:30 means something to you, sweetheart, because that's what she's talking about. There's a lady in the spirit world, what would be in, I'd say, 2 p.m. Well, I'm close enough.
Yeah.
Not bad, 2:30.
Wow, that sounds lovely.
Because she's mentioning this, I don't know. She's just, bless her. She's just said about the attire, what you're going to put this lady in, sweetheart. She says you've picked the right. So I don't know what you've picked her. I feel as though I don't know if it's trousers, but if not, it's a longish dress. But she's making reference to looking pretty. Everything looks right. So everything looks right. She's telling me, okay. Can I give you all right, a minute, sweet, I'll put it right. Can I give you the 4th, please? She's talking about the 4th of a month. Okay, she's making reference to that as well. Okay. Right, thank you, darling. As long as you can understand this, because she's just talking to me, I've got to give you the 4th of a month, sweetheart. Okay. She's mentioned that. And can I also say to you that August means something as well? I don't know if it's passing or a birthday. She's not quite telling me. I do know that, bless her. All right, sweetheart. She had just a few problems breathing. Because it's as if I'm getting tired talking, darling. I know I went to sleep and I went peaceful. She says, but I'm getting tired talking. Thank you. So I do know she was tired, darling, towards the end. But she said passing was okay. There was there to meet her, sweetheart. I've got to reassure you on that. Okay. I don't know if it's Mum's dad or the lady's father what was there, or grandfather, but there was a gentleman what came and took her to the other side, took him back home, should I say. She's saying because it was a gentleman what took her back home, darling. Okay. And he was a very smart gentleman, because as she's making reference, I don't know if he come in his. That's why then. That's why my breathing's not right, bless you. All right, but this gentleman is showing me, yeah, he's showing me in a suit. So I believe that's when he come for a blessing. You don't come in what you want, but he's making reference. Oh, I've dropped my pen. He didn't say that. That's what I've just said. Making reference to a suit, darling. Okay, so I do know he would have been a very proud and a very sociable gentleman. What helped Mum across the other side, or this lady on the other side. Okay. Oh, bless. She's just said, I'm not a stone throw away. I'm not a stone throw away. So I know this lady has been round you a lot, which obviously, but they've been around. And and don't get angry. I know we've just talked about this, but she's saying don't get angry. Okay, darling. Oh, and I'm hearing a dog barking. It's usually Tony's, isn't it? Bless them. They're very quiet. I can hear a dog barking, Sarah, so I do know there's a dog in the spirit world, sweetheart, what's connected to this lady as well, because I'm hearing it barking, and bless it. It's fine, darling, it's just what happened, isn't it? But I've got to say, this dog in the spirit world met up with this lady, and it's just as if you got a puppy. This dog come to this lady, and people can't believe it unless you're mediums and you believe like we do. But it was like a puppy meeting its owner for its first time. Oh, I'm getting a bit emotional. Oh, just watching a wee dog. Oh, I'm sorry. I think
It's all right.
I'm going to have to. Sorry, I'm sorry, but dog's getting me emotional. Mum's getting emotional, and I am. But it's just like a puppy meeting its new owner for its first time.
Oh, the dog only like my mum. Oh, bless.
It's the connection they've just got together. It's absolutely wonderful where the dog's just come running up and met him, and just how it's playing. And if you don't mind, I'm going to have to. Oh, God. I'm sorry, Sarah. We're telling you to dry your tears, but it's just watching somebody come together. So I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to leave it if you don't mind, darling. Because it's got to me a bit. I hope it's been okay for you, darling, and I'll send a night and God bless. God, I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about it, lass. It happens. It's happened to all of us at one time or another.
Absolutely has.
Can I just add on, Sarah? Let Jean compose herself and see if she can come back and give you a bit more in a minute. Can I just say, so, because ever since Jean has been talking, I've had this cough. So whoever had the breathing problems, sweetheart, would you understand where there was a bit of a sore throat and a cough there, and that they had a little bit of trouble swallowing as well, sweetheart, because my throat's very, very dry. I hope you'll understand this, darling, because this is how she's giving to me, and I feel as though I've got a lump in my throat where I can't actually swallow properly, if you understand that, Sarah. I hope you're all right, darling. Oh, bless you. I think Sarah's emotional as well.
I couldn't help it. It was the dog and mum meeting. It was magical.
My mum was coughing as I asked her for a sound that she made. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for that confirmation, sweetheart. I am so pleased if it is, Mum, that she's come through for you, darling.
It is, Mum.
Well, Jean, I will trust Jean because she says it is your mum. So
it is because I just mentioned it.
And it's important that you know that she's okay, sweetheart. That she is okay, and as Jean said, she has come around you a lot. So Jean, have you got any more for Sarah?
I didn't. Can I just say, Sarah, please? I'm so sorry for getting upset and probably upsetting you, but the connection is absolutely beautiful, darling.
Yeah,
it is absolutely beautiful. And it was just as if this dog were looking for its mum, and it's just ran like you'd see a dog what's got lost and run back to its owner. And that's just how it is, darling. But she's all right. She's with her dad. But I'm sorry for getting upset. It was too lovely to see.
Sometimes we do, though, Jean, don't we? So I hope
wish other people could see what sometimes. Sorry, you can understand. I just people can see what we see because it was absolutely stunning to see it. It just gets you.
Yeah. Have you got anything for Sarah, Tony? Yes, you're muted. You're muted.
That's because the dog started barking.
Yeah.
I haven't. I'll be honest, I haven't. I think Jean said everything that there is to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I hope that's been all right for you, Sarah. So I'm going to say good night and God bless. And of course, Mum leaves all her love with you. All her love.
Of course she does.
I was going to give you roses anyway, and because Jean's mentioned yellow roses, and I've just got to give you yellow roses and red roses from Spirit, sweetheart. So good night and God bless. Hope that's all right for you.
I hope the service has been all right for everybody.
Yes.
I know it turned into a bit of
mixed.
A talking shop at the beginning, and it got a bit down, but I think it was preparing for this last message.
Yeah.
I really do. I think it was bringing the energies into where they needed to be for this last message. But I always say with every service, there's one message where you think that's why we did this tonight.
Yeah.
And I think for Sarah, that's exactly why we were here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I do hope everybody can understand why this has been the night it's been. Thank you, everybody, for supporting us again, for allowing us to serve Spirit. Bless you, Sarah. Thank you so much.
Lovely.
It's a privilege. Sarah. It's a privilege to bring every spirit through.
Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you so much.
It's especially a privilege for somebody who's not even had the final journey yet to choose a medium to come through. It really is. It happened to me once at the church we were at the other night, actually, the three of us. There was a family in there whose mum was preparing for a final journey, and she came through to our children sat in the congregation. It was the last time I worked with June Jardine.
Yeah.
And they came through, and it's such a privilege to know you're the first medium to share the energy of a loved one. She
thought she could trust me enough to start you off.
Trust you enough to bring you through. Yeah.
But then for us to carry on, it was nice for her to be able to do that and trust us.
It was obviously needed for Sarah for all the comfort that Mum brought to her.
Yeah. To say, look, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm there. I'm home. I'm safe.
She is safe.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you. Thank you, all of you, for choosing us to watch and to come. And we will do a road show once once everything's sorted out and we're allowed to go and mingle, we will start a roadshow. We'll start at the top of the country and work our way down, the four of us with our Michael.
Can I just say to Matthew, please, he's always got a bed at my house.
Yes,
And
but
mine.
where's Stuart going to go?
It's all right, we'll shove him in little room.
Okay.
Well, if you
Oh,
come
Lisa.
to Matthew, you can have a lovely double bed.
And where's Ed
Oh,
going to go?
Well, he can go, in the other double bed.
Yeah, Suzanne just said there'll be quite a few of us what has offered to put him up, not just us on here.
Yeah.
There'll be plenty
But-
in the congregation.
You're
we've got.
welcome,
Thank
Matthew.
you.
You're
Again.
of course, Suzanne, and we will do what we can as soon as we're open. Jean, Tony, Michael, and I will sit down and we'll sort out where we can be and when we can be, and we hope to get round as many of you as possible. It's lovely doing this, but it's even better in person.
It is. So, all of you, you've got to your homework, people, is to think of a hall that we can hire reasonably priced for a couple of hours so we can do a service in your locale. There you go. Homework tonight, you see. Anyway, good night and God bless all of you. Thank you so much.
Jean,
Oh, no.
Jean,
Notices.
Paul says you've got to have a cold shower. Paul Haig Smith
Oh.
says you've got to have a cold shower.
I think both of you need a cold shower.
Irene's worse than me now.
Matthew said there's one just
Be
down the
still
road
my
from
beating
him.
heart, Matthew. Be still my beating heart.
So, notices for the week ahead. Excuse me. Notices
yes.
for the week ahead. We will have our service tomorrow evening. Then Wednesday and Thursday, there will be the other new Christian spiritualist feeds in Bridlington and in Littleport. And then we three shall gather again on Friday.
Can we just
Okay.
reassure Tracy? Tracy, we are not giving up on
No.
the live feeds.
No.
We
No.
won't give them up.
No.
Matthew
no.
says there's an all down BM.
Yeah,
I said that.
Oh, did
I
There's a
you?
said
hall down-
Matthew
down
says
the
there's a
street
hall
from
just
us.
down the road from him.
Yeah, okay.
Right. How many of us can get up plane next year?
Yes, I think she would, Lisa. I know that Jean and I are there on the 1st of July, actually, Lisa. At,
And I'm there
Bridlington
on-
Spiritual Church.
and
Jean and I are going there to do the service for Reverend Sarah on that
Jean-
particular night. If you want
And
to come
Jean-
along, Lisa.
And excuse me, Jean and I are there on the 15th.
On the 15th.
We
Yes,
were already
you're-
booked for the 15th.
Yes, it was already booked for the 15th.
Yeah. Okay.
So you will see Jean twice in 2 weeks.
Oh, thank you,
Yes.
Matthew. It says that we
Yeah.
should go and visit
Yeah.
Tony.
We should
Yeah, we
totally visit.
should.
Yes, exactly. So there.
I'll have to save me buttons up, Matthew.
Make sure
I'll
you
have
wrap up warm going to see Matthew. Yes, exactly. Sarah, exactly. So that's our notices. Your homework, like I say, is to think of a hall where we could go in your local area.
And it
So-
might have to be a big one, big
It
hall.
might have to be a big hall, hopefully. I think that's everything. Unless I'm not out anywhere. Jean and I aren't out anywhere this week.
No, I'm not this week.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
not this
thank
week.
you. Thank you very much for your time. Could we
Off to
close in?
Canada we go.
Absolutely. We'll have to hire a private jet.
Oh gosh, yes.
I don't think we'd be able to afford it.
What's all this with the women?
No, not
Why is
necessarily,
it just women
Suzanne.
to go and see
No,
Matthew?
you and Michael can come, Tony. You and Michael can come.
I think I stand more chance than you two, darlings.
Well, yeah, and
I like
that's
that. I
not-
like that.
All you women can go where you want, but you don't stand a cat in a chance. All right.
All mediums on tour.
Yeah, medium's on tour, and we will. Shane, you can come as well, darling, if you want. I'll let you come as long as you finish me that dress. I'm saying no more.
Well, I better get well enough to earn some money.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
The town hall
Right, then.
steps are polished, ready for you, Jean.
I mean, it's too cold at the minute. Don't want to get me bum cold.
Oh,
Anyway,
dear me. Shall I
God
cast in
bless
prayer
you.
before this goes?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Can we bow our heads, please? Dear Lord Divine Father, thank you once again for a wonderful evening with our spirit friends and families and to all our congregation. Could I please ask that the veil be closed between the two worlds for this evening? Could I ask that healing go out all around the world, Lord? You know where it's needed most, to our animal kingdom and to our wonderful Mother Earth. Could I please say a prayer for all those in transition or about to take their transition back home to spirit? And could I ask for all those on beds and sickness to be healed, for the homeless to have a bed for the night and food for the hungry? And until we meet again, may I have a guardian angel with each and every one of you. Amen.
Amen.
Lord, keep us safe this night, secure from all our fears. May angels guard us while we sleep, till morning light appears. Amen.
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 And
Good
can I
night,
just
everybody.
say,
God bless.
Yes.
can I just say before all the credits, see, they've ended the night on a high.
Absolutely.
We have
Spirit
to.
work fabulously.
In mysterious
I
ways.
love how spirit work. Well,
Sarah
good night.
says we'll have to hire a big tour bus.
We will. We will, yes. Good night and God bless everybody.
Night,
I'll see you
everyone.
soon.
Good night. God bless. See you all soon.
Bye.
Been a long time without you. Been a long time without love. Everything reminds me of you, but everything is not